Ho, 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 ho.
What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the 45th President of the United States of America.
Screw your freedom. Well, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. Yes, we're back on the main Prepared Mind channel as well as BC channel and others. Folks, it is nearly Christmas. Is it Christmas Eve or is it the Eve of Destruction, right? It's a little of both. We're almost on Christmas Eve, folks. We're almost there. And I'm glad that YouTube let us out of timeout, detention, like toddlers maybe. Well, we're out, folks. And this is all satire all the time. It is never news. It is never, presented as the facts of the matter. I'm just giving you information and saying, why don't you have a laugh at these jackasses in charge? Because if you don't laugh, you just might cry. It's that bad, folks. These people are morons, abject morons, and they are pushing for destruction. Now, I want to lay some things out for you so you can think about it, all while having a big sappy smile on your faces, because this is a bunch of hokey ass shit they're pulling, folks. They are, folks. Everything they pull is crap. And all I can do is crack jokes. So, little snowflakes, have we set the context for you? Can you relax, right? Can you chill a bit and let us have our fun? If you don't like satire and humor, you can go elsewhere. But folks, here we go. Let's get into it, right? When farmers plant, they reap what they sow. When idiots sow their seeds of stupidity, right, they reap, folks, absolute destruction. Unbelievable. Now, as a primary example, U.S. Representative to the House at the federal level, Mary Scannion. Guess what? She was carjacked and robbed at gunpoint in South Philly in broad daylight. Take that, you dumb broad daylight. That's right, folks. House of Representative, because now she wasn't beaten. She wasn't harmed physically. She was just robbed and carjacked in broad daylight. How do you like law now? Not government edicts, not government commandments, not it's just for your own good, not real laws, they're crap, folks, is crap. Law is law, and it's based on reason, accountability, decency. These people and their bullshit rules. Look what is allowed. Right? Defund the police. Don't convict criminals. Go after right-wingers only. And so left-wing idiots are robbing left-wing idiots. Love it. Love it. Now, very quickly, more of what you reap and what you sow. Right? 19 urgent care clinics in New York City have closed because there's not enough staff, because of vaccine mandates and doctors and nurses and other staff saying, we're not going to get the Jim Jones juice. Not doing it. Wouldn't be prudent. Not going to do it. Right? And so they're closing 19, folks. 19 urgent care clinics. That is going to create a medical nightmare for the major hospitals. That means their ERs will be over flooded with people with a hangnail. I stubbed my toe. I need my pain meds fixed. And then they're going to scream. Hospitals are overwhelmed. Oh my God. It's because the unjuicinated are infecting everybody with their freedom and liberty and demand to be left the fuck alone. Oh my God. Yeah. No, the fact is that They can't staff. There's staffing shortages. These clinics are shutting down. In a city of millions, they're losing their medical care. Now, this is fascinating. Lose your hospitals, lose your staff, lose your doctors, lose your nurses, lose your investment corporations, which are moving to Texas and Florida. Lose your big businesses, which can't stay open. Lose all of your restaurants. Lose it all because you all must be, juicinated. Get your Jim Jones juice or else. That's where this is going, folks. In Europe, tyrants are showing they can never be satisfied. The European Union has tripled down, folks, announcing that Jim Jones juice passports will be automatically expired after 9 months if you don't get your Jim Jones juice booster, right? It's just more demands. They're never satisfied. You lose your rights? I don't think so. I don't think I ever lose my rights. Rights are inalienable. That one line in the Declaration of Independence stating something so profound, so beautiful, so holy, that rights come from God and they are inalienable, meaning no man, no government can take that which God has granted except by fiat or by illegal action. Period, folks. Period. Now, the European Union, they're saying, you're going to get your booster or else you're a bad person. Well, guess what? In 2021, the word of the year, right? They voted on the word of the year, and it is plikspriat. I can't speak Dutch. I apologize. But what it means is vaccination regret. Apparently in Europe, everything is satire. Apparently, vaccination regret is their word of the year. I wonder why. I wonder why. Could it be? I don't know. Think about it. Why would people regret that? Why is that the word of the year? Well, so many of them have gotten it and then regretted it. Could it be that it's not working? Could it be that they feel sick? Could it be, you know what they need? They need more of Dr. Fauci and the CDC and the World Health Organization giving them more facts. See, if they have more of their facts, if they have the scientific facts, then they can believe, right? Because the more we believe in Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny, the more likely they'll actually appear. Really? I'm telling you, right? You've got to believe. If you just believe, it'll happen. So they need more Fauci. That's what they need. Well, right. This is just beautiful. In Washington, D.C., Mayor Bowser announces that the District of Columbia will require proof of cerveza bug to enter restaurants, gyms, bars, theaters, and everything. They're joining Chicago and San Francisco in this tyranny, folks. The Eve of Des-truc-tion, making demands. I'll just ask you this one little question. San Francisco, Chicago, and Washington, D.C., what do all those three cities have in common besides tyrannical mayors? And there are many other cities that have joined them, by the way. Many more, right? Many more. Folks, while we're in D.C., let's visit those morons there. Biden, you've heard of that guy. Let's go Brandon, FJB, right? Biden was asked about the mandate for truckers. And will it make the supply chain crisis worse? Well, he said, I say no. And then someone asked if he is smarter than a third grader. And Biden's response was, I say no. Folks, it is a moron parade. If we are having a trucking crisis already, and then they bring in this mandate for truckers to get fully juicinated, to get the Jim Jones juice, how will that not make the supply chain issues even worse? It's like saying, well, if you inject a little bit of bleach, it'll make things No, it won't make things worse. No, no, no. Right? How can doing something bad, negative, corrosive to an already bad situation not make things worse? Now, I want to end on a good note because it is going to be Christmas Eve tomorrow. And tomorrow I will be traveling back to the Prepared Mind bunker to get snuggled in with a hot cup of cocoa and a big old bottle of scotch. But I want to leave you with some good news. In California, Governor Newsom has demanded that children get the Jim Jones juice in order to go to school. That's right, folks. Unbelievable. Well, a school district has now defied Governor Tyrant Newsom and announced they will simply not enforce the Jim Jones juice mandate on students or staff. Students or staff, folks. Pay attention, snowflakes, pay attention. The school district has said no. Just as Nancy Reagan told Americans in the 1980s, just say no to drugs. Right? All drugs are dangerous, folks, and many are deadly. Deadly. Thank you, Nancy Reagan. Thank you, Gipper. Words of wisdom from the 80s, just say no. Right? Because orders, folks, are not law, and privileges are not rights. The state of KK, California, has admitted in this case of the school district saying no. They've admitted they can do nothing about it. They can do nothing about the school district that is refusing to enforce a non-law. You see, it's not a law. But what they can do is threaten to remove state funding from the school. Folks, we all need to tell every governor, every county agency, every mayor, every city council, and every school board that their demands, orders, edicts are all bullshit. And they have no force of law. Right? Police folks that are enforcing unlawful orders need to remember their oaths to uphold the law, the Constitution, and refuse tyrants their destruction. Because what they're pushing on Christmas Eve is the Eve of Destruction. You know, Gavin Mussolini, I love that. I read that one a while back. Mussolini, Newsom, Mussolini, fascist dictator. Gavin Mussolini, Governor Gretchen the Grinch, and other scum in government need to have nonviolent, here we are, nonviolent, non-compliance across more than just conservative areas like Oakdale School District, which is this California school district, right? And it's, by the way, is south of Sacramento by somewhere 50, 75 miles. I've been there before. I've been in Oakdale, California. It's very rural. It is very conservative and very FU to communists. And by the way, that school district vote was 4-1, not 3-2. Right? It was 4-1. Now, if shoplifters in California can steal without arrest, then breathing free air in stores, malls, restaurants, etc., should also be done without government interference, don't you think? Don't you think the police should be more worried about homelessness, the crime that comes from it, the drugs, the prostitution? Don't you think they should be more concerned about drug dealers, prostitutes, child trafficking, female trafficking, human trafficking of all sorts? Don't you think they should be worried about crime, real crime, like houses being broken into, home invasion? How about carjacking, like our precious Democrat representative in South Philly had to deal with? Don't you think police should be dealing with that rather than walking up and saying, I don't think you're wearing your mask properly. I'm now going to arrest you. Right? Police need to wake the fuck up, folks. They do. They do. They do. Right? Breathing fresh, free air, whether it's inside or outside, should be done without any interference by the government, which may or may not think that it's a good idea. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit what the government thinks? I love that little thing there. Thank you, Mr. T, for that. I want to make sure that we have the context right for any snowflakes that have come in late to the program. It's just a joke. This is all a joke. It's satire. And folks, since tyrants and trolls don't like to be challenged, right, there will be orders by the police for these non-compliant Americans to arrest them, and district attorneys will charge them with disorderly conduct, because there's not really a law to charge them with other than you were disorderly because you were told to do something by a cop and refused. You were told to put on your mask. You were told to leave. So it's disorderly conduct, or it's trespassing, right? Defying tyrants and scum is disorderly. I didn't know that, right? And they want to penalize freedom, folks. They want to penalize you breathing air and walking where you want. And many judges will defy natural law, common law, constitutional law, common sense, and even, folks, they will deny and ignore civil law and enforce their evil law upon us. The law of fake science, the law of tyrants like Hitler and Stalin and Mao, right? That is the penalty we are all facing and will continue to face for allowing a single communist or a single fascist to hold office, to sit in a bureaucratic chair, to enforce power against a compliant, peace-loving people. Americans are peace-loving, and so we've allowed all this shit to happen because we don't just stand up and start shooting people. Of course, the Democrats would like to believe that's what's done in America. Folks, it would be good for the nation if the mainstream media reported all the school districts that refuse to comply in KK, California, and all the other states. And if the mainstream media reported all the businesses in all the cities and all the counties and all the people who refuse to comply, who reject the anti-scientific hypocrisy and lunacy, the people, all of us, would see just how powerless and weak government is and how numerous the non-compliant are. And I want you to understand this. Another CEO of an airline said that the unjuicinated, you should be denied the right to fly. You should be denied the right to shop. You should be denied the right to go to a pharmacy to get any medication. I thought healthcare was a human right. I thought being free was a human right. Free from constraint, free from restraint, free from violence. They're calling for our death. Just days before Christmas, an airline CEO is calling for the death of Americans who want to be free. Folks, the media is complicit, and it needs to be held equally responsible for their corruption, their evil deeds. They should be reporting that the CEO is an asshole. Right? They should be canceled. That guy's airline, well, for us, or any other airline or any other business, needs to be boycotted, and we should boycott any store, folks, where they require masks. Unless you just want to go in there and stand around unmasked until they ask you to leave, because that would be lawful. It would be non-compliant. Just don't break the law, right? We never say break the law. No, no, no. But they're not laws, folks. What they are prescribing for you and me are not laws, folks. But understand this. It is Christmas Eve coming up. It is also the Eve of Destruction, folks. And after Christmas and the New Year, the fight and fear-mongering will get out of hand. Patriots, people like you and me, are going to scream louder that Nazis and communists are all ignoring the rules, the Constitution, and violating our rights. There will be calls for non-compliance, and while I'm not doing it, there will be calls for violence as well. Now, on the other side, anti-American tyrants, with their constituents' support, all of the little pussy sheep over here, they will scream, it's an emergency, and health and safety. And a requirement is going to have to be made, considering how the world population is almost gone, folks. And that non-juicinated people are making the world dangerous. are you prepared? Go to, folks, if you watch this on YouTube, you need to go to patreon.com. You need to go to patreon.com and sign up with the Prepared Mind, because I was taken down for 2 weeks because I said a no. I didn't put enough of this in the video to let them know that I am not pretending to be Dr. Doom and that this is all just satire, because I'm not allowed, folks, to speak freely. All I can do is make jokes. But go to patreon.com, sign up for $2 a month, and you get to join. After holidays here, we kick off full blast. After Christmas, not even after the New Year. After Christmas, it's back to 5 days a week, live with you guys every afternoon, live Q&A, but only on Patreon. Everyone else gets to watch and hear, but if you've got questions, if you want to support this channel, if you want to support the Patriot movement, if you want to support liberty and freedom and spreading the word of liberty. Where there is liberty, folks, there is life. Where there is no liberty, there is death. Nazi Germany, communist Russia, and communist China killed over 100 million human beings. Killed over 100 million human beings, because where there is liberty, there is life. And where there is tyranny, there is death. It's a tough message to give, folks. Is it Christmas Eve or is it the Eve of Destruction? These people will come after us, and only here and other channels and stations on the internet are we spreading the word of freedom and liberty. And you can join in this call for freedom and liberty by share the URL and share these videos on YouTube. Spread the word. People need to get prepared and then prep to action. But you have to be prepared first, because chance favors the prepared mind is yours. Merry Christmas, everyone. Godspeed. Semper Fi means always faithful. Faithful to what you know is right. Faithful to your faith itself, knowing that your faith calls for freedom. And also, folks, pray for the liberation of all people and the health of all people. Merry Christmas.
Ho, 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 ho.